What's up, guys? Ajax the Mystery here with the review portion of this 1 hour special that will be covering Dragon Ball Super episode 109 and 110 as well. And wow, what a 1 hour special. I mean, if you guys saw my reaction, and hell, if you saw the episode itself, you guys can understand this night was a huge night for Dragon Ball Super fans. And we got an ending that I think most of us did not see coming. And you guys already know what that is. Jiren beat Goku, at least for now. He whooped Goku's ass, and that ending, oh man, that ending. We're getting ahead of ourselves right now. Let's track things back to the beginning of this 1 hour special, which started off in episode 109. We have a good buildup as to how Goku took Jiren's fight to him, because beforehand we had a little bit of a tassel with Ribrianne, and again, I mean, I'm not against Ribrianne entirely, but people were not waiting all this time for this 1 hour special to watch a Ribrianne fight, so we kind of wanted to get that out of the way as soon as possible. And Ribrianne even went through a little bit of a transformation herself with the butterfly transformation. She grew wings, and now she could use like an arrow. I don't think she was able to use that before. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but yeah, Ribrianne got a transformation too, so gotta throw her props in there as well. But and I did like the fact that a cocoon was the way she transformed into her new, transformation. I did like that because her whole obsession is with love and beauty, and that kind of fits with the whole theme of like a butterfly. And she was able to grow wings and do a little bit of damage on Goku, but that kind of moved on past there when Jiren entered the scene. Now, I did like what Toei and Toriyama did with the scaling to see how exactly the other forms paired up against Jiren's, prowess. Like, what exactly does Goku stand up against Beerus and all of his Super Saiyan forms? Now, of course, we start off with Super Saiyan 1. Super Saiyan 1, like full throttle. Goku going in and Jiren not doing anything. Could not even move the guy. Like Super Saiyan 1, Goku, full power, hitting Jiren, was not able to move him. No flinch, no nothing. So Super Saiyan, out the window. We can't use Super Saiyan. Then he progresses to Super Saiyan 2, and he starts off the technique with a quick kick to the neck on Jiren. That was able to make Jiren flinch a little bit, but again, Jiren was not reacting in the slightest. He was able to take that with no worries. There was no worries with that. Jiren took that headstrong. Now, what I did find interesting is that Goku skipped Super Saiyan 3, and I understand why, because it's been explained time and time again that Super Saiyan 3 just consumes way too much ki, way too much energy, and I'm glad that Goku skipped this form entirely, because there was no point in us seeing Super Saiyan 3. As much of a badass thing that would have been to see, we know that it wasn't really going to do much of a difference, and the other forms past that were obviously more superior to that technique. So next, we progress to Super Saiyan God. Now, this is where things get a little interesting, because at this point, Jiren starts blocking all the techniques that Goku does on him. Now, mind you, he's using one finger. He's using one finger to block all of Goku's techniques, but it's the fact that with the upscale and power, Jiren is required to actually block the hits. Now, it's uncertain whether or not a direct hit in Super Saiyan God would have really done any damage to him, but it's at least, noteworthy to see that, hey, Jiren wasn't moving before with Super Saiyan 1 and 2, but now with Super Saiyan God, he's kind of blocking all the things with that wag of a finger. So that was at least a nice little touch on that part. And then finally, Goku just like settles down. He's like, all right. Time to go. SS Blue. See what I can do on you real quick. And this is where the fight got really interesting, because at this point, he was able to basically make Jiren move. That was the big thing with Super Saiyan Blue. He was able to at least push Jiren a little bit to the point where Jiren had to start blocking the techniques. Goku would punch him and it would send Jiren flying. It wasn't doing damage to him, but Goku had to at least punch him, and Jiren had to at least block these techniques full throttle. No more fingers. He's actually blocking full frontal And it was interesting to see that, and it was progressing at that point. You know, Jiren kind of ragdolling Goku in this form, and he was really liking Goku's foot and just like slamming him around everywhere. Like, my God, I can count the number of times Jiren just grabbed Goku by the leg and just like flung him across through rocks and the rest of the arena and just tossed him aside like a ragdoll. So that was interesting to see. We did see little pockets of Super Saiyan Blue times X Kaioken times 10, and that wasn't really doing much damage on Jiren either. It was kind of catching him off guard a little bit in small little increments, but Jiren was able to see through those and knock Goku around again. And one thing that I did like was when Krillin and the rest of the fighters were watching the fight, and they thought that Goku was still using times 10 Kaioken, at least after a while. They thought he was still using it, and they're like, hey, he still has times 20, right? And I forgot exactly who it was. I believe it was the Supreme Kai, Whis, Beerus, whoever. One of the other, you know, Universe 7 characters basically told him, like, guys, he's actually using times 20 right now. That was really awesome. I believe we saw that happen before in the Namek saga. Again, my memory's kind of fuzzy on that, but I think there was something along the lines of Goku fighting Frieza, and I think it was like Yamcha, Tien, and the rest of them talking to King Kai, and they're like, hey, at least Goku still has times 10 Kaioken, right? And King Kai's like, guys. He's already using it. So again, I could be misplacing that memory, but I believe that's when it happened. So I did like that touch. I did like that, hey, he's using it right now, guys. You know, the red aura isn't going to get like 10 times bigger or anything. He's using it right now, and that still wasn't doing any damage to Jiren. So then past that point, we get to the part where Goku is like, okay, it's time to use the Spirit Bomb. No more games. We need to throw this thing at this guy. And Jiren's just sitting there like, go ahead, man. Take all the time you need. I'll wait right here. Come on. Throw it. Mind you, while it was still impressive that Jiren was able to block this with one hand, and, you know, he kind of like, you know, started to use two hands as well, but with one hand, it is still not the strongest Genki Dama that, you know, Goku has ever thrown. The strongest one he's ever thrown, not including GT, was, of course, in DBZ. At the end of DBZ, when he's fighting Kid Buu, and he's getting, you know, all the energy from planet Earth, and, you know, the rest of the Z fighters as well, and I believe from a few other places also. But that was the strongest Spirit Bomb Goku's ever thrown. This one obviously wasn't going to be as strong. Mind you, maybe it would have been even stronger if Beerus and Whis chipped in a little bit. That was kind of interesting, because Beerus and Whis obviously can't participate in this because, again, they're not allowed to do anything in the tournament. But I'm surprised there was like no rule breaking with the other fighters outside of the arena giving him energy, because that's kind of like assisting, like, you know, the fighters inside. It's outside help in a way. You know, they're not throwing him a tool or something physical, but still, it's outside help. So I was actually kind of shocked that they allowed that to slide, and there was like no mention of it at all. But hey, we had to get the Spirit Bomb off the ground somehow. So Goku gathers energy for the Spirit Bomb, throws it at Jiren. Of course, he blocks with one hand and pushes it back at Goku. And then Goku is, of course, trying to absorb the technique. Or no, not absorb it. He's trying to repel it back at him. Going into Kaioken times 10 and possibly times 20. Oh, yeah, no, he actually did go into times 20. And he's pushing it back as hard as he can. And Jiren's just using like one hand, two hands, and that weird eye technique that he showed in this episode with where like it's kind of like hits time skip in a way where it happens instantaneous, but it's not time skip. That is a fact. It's not time skip, or hell, maybe it is, but from what we've seen so far, it doesn't seem like time skip. Otherwise, we would have seen someone mention that already. But yeah, that was interesting to see that Jiren wasn't doing anything. He was barely pushing that thing back at Goku. And then we see the Spirit Bomb expand and shrink and go back and forth until finally it condensed into a very small, like, mini black hole. I don't think it was a black hole, but that's like the best like look I can give it. It was basically a black little circle, a little mini black hole. Not saying it was a black hole, but physically it looked like a black hole. Goku falls into the black hole, and we got an explanation from Whis when he comes out of it that Goku, in a way, absorbed the Spirit Bomb. And with Goku's will and determination to not even be destroyed by his own Spirit Bomb, he broke past his limit, a la the Limit X Breaker thing we've been hearing every single week on this anime. And wow, man, Goku, when he came out of that like crater, I was shocked. I was shocked. Like, Goku went past Dispo and Topo, so they're already off the radar. Like, they are already scrubs compared to what he's about to do to Jiren. And the fight and animation and the shading, I think that's what impressed me the most, because if there's one thing that people criticize Super for, aside from the occasional, like, you know, bad storytelling, occasional bad storytelling and the bad art and, you know, styles and whatnot, the main thing people sometimes criticize is the art style, where it doesn't look the same as Z. And if you could do a side-by-side comparison of Z and Super, the art style in Z looks way more grittier, more serious, and Super looks more kid-friendly in a way. But man, the shading that they did when Goku was just flying around Jiren in this new form, it was insane with the level of shading and art. It was beautiful. Holy crap. It was amazing to see. It looked almost exactly like Z. I want to say it even looked better than Z in some aspects. That was really beautiful to see. And of course, before Goku arose from the rubble, we did have that one moment with Beerus that was really, really sad. I was almost about to cry because Beerus was about to cry. I honestly think that if Goku didn't burst out of the rubble, Beerus was going to lose it. Beerus was really worried of all the people. Goku was dead. And I really wanted to see like what exactly Beerus would have done or said had Goku not risen from the rubble in that crater. I wonder what, like, man, I wish we got a little bit more time with that to see what would have happened with Beerus. But the smile on his face when Goku came out, oh man. You know that's going to be one for the record for Beerus' character, at least. He really does care about this guy. No matter how many times he's going to appear in front of Goku and say, yo, man, if you don't give me a strawberry sundae, I'm going to Hakai your ass. You know, Beerus is just BSing. He does not want Goku to go out like that. But then once they start seeing the form in action, it starts worrying Beerus and the other gods from the other universes, where Beerus calls this form, or at least the technique that Goku's using, Ultra Instinct. Now, whether or not the Ultra Instinct is what Goku was able to use while in the form, because we did see Goku dodging techniques the same way that Whis was trying to train them to do by saying your body just needs to react without thinking. As to whether or not Ultra Instinct refers to that or Ultra Instinct refers to the actual form itself, we'll have to wait and see, because, again, it seems like they were talking about the style and technique that Goku was using with that, but there's no name drop as to what exactly the form Goku was in. Of course, people are going to be calling it, like, you know, Super Saiyan Limit Breaker or Limit Breaker Goku or Ultra Instinct Goku. Maybe that might be the name of the form. But, again, it had the gods really worried that a mortal, even a Saiyan, could get to this level. And I hope this is amazing foreshadowing to something after this arc, or hell, even in this arc towards the end, because that's going to be really interesting to see how the gods start playing in and meddling with each other's universes, wondering like, yo, these mortals are getting out of hand and we probably need to do something. And oh man, that might be a video in and of itself. I might do that way later, but again, that's really exciting to see. I'm hoping that Super continues past this arc, because man, so much groundwork, or at least even for in this arc, there's so much potential. So I'm super excited to see what's gonna go down with that. And of course, you know, the form didn't last long. You know, Goku was able to do work on Jiren a little bit, you know, getting some knee shots, getting some good punches in there. But again, Jiren wasn't even going full power. Jiren was able to block Goku's last punch where the form times out. He whooped Goku's ass and sent him flying. That's Jiren for you. Jiren was hardly trying. And I don't know what these guys are going to be able to do to beat Jiren in this fight. This is something that's really awesome to see, that even in this new form that lasted a while, Goku wasn't able to beat Jiren. because Jiren wasn't using his full power at all during that fight. We'll have to wait and see on that aspect. But yeah, the form timed out, and the rest of the fighters are trying to go in on Jiren. That's not going to work out at all. We had Hit trying to go in, and I did like Vados explaining like, yay, some warriors, when they, you know, right after they finish off their opponent or do an attack, they're vulnerable. And Hit tried to take advantage of that vulnerability, but Jiren overcame that vulnerability easily. I'm surprised he was probably doing that in the fight as well when Goku supposedly was getting stronger and stronger and stronger in that form. So, oh man, wow, what an episode. And then we get left off on that cliffhanger. We gotta wait another week to see what is Frieza. Who is gonna save Goku from Frieza? Like, man, you know Frieza's not playing any games right now with Goku. He has him down, out of the line of sight from every other fighter. He has him with like the death beam pointed at him as well. And we don't know what's going to happen next. As to whether or not Frieza is going to outright kill Goku just because he's in a weakened state. Or maybe he's going to try to extort Goku. Try to say, hey man, how'd you turn into that? Because I'm next on the list, man. I'm going to get that, whatever the hell that was, form. But yeah, there's no telling what Frieza's going to do right now. But all the cards are on the table. This is so interesting to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What was your favorite part from both episodes? Because both episodes were amazing in their own right. Episode 109 was amazing by itself, as was episode 110. But you definitely needed to see both episodes at the same time, one after the other, to get the full experience. And man, was this an explosive episode of Dragon Ball Super. This is going to be a night to remember for a lot of DBZ and DBS fans. And yeah, just, oh man, this man, oh man, I know I'm fanboying a lot right now, but again, share your thoughts down below, what you liked, what you disliked, what you're looking forward to, and what do you think is going to happen next. That's all that I have for you guys. You know where to subscribe. Don't forget to watch part 1 and part 2 of my previous videos, the live reaction portion, so you can see how exactly I thought in the moment of the episode. And don't forget, social media links in the description box down below. Follow me in those as well, because oh man, I'm going to be active on that for quite some time, especially Twitter. So yeah, that's all that I have for you guys. As always, folks, my name is Ajax the Mister, and thanks for watching.